Picture this: Scott Barrett, the golden child of New Zealand rugby, the man who was literally born to lead the All Blacks, just got permanently benched in the court of public opinion by a 22-year-old kid who wasn't even supposed to be in the squad 6 months ago. Fabian Holland didn't just beat Barrett, he erased him. And the worst part? Leaked New Zealand rugby memos prove the coaches already knew it was coming. Stick around because in the next 5 minutes I'm dropping the documents, the insane stats, and the one conversation that ended the Barrett dynasty forever. You're watching Aussie Sports Central, let's cook. Let's rewind to July 2025. The All Blacks are in disarray after the shock series loss to Los Pumas. Razor Robinson is under fire, the media is calling for heads, and Scott Barrett's captaincy is hanging by a thread. Everyone expects Sam Cane to come back or Tupou Vaa'i to step up. Instead, Enzar quietly calls up this giant 2.03 m, 122 kilograms babyface destroyer from Hawke's Bay named Fabian Holland. 10 tests later, the rugby world is on fire because the kid didn't just play, he dominated like prime Brody Retallick on steroids. Line-out steal percentage? 28%. Tackle success? 97%. Meters after contact per carry? Leading the entire squad. And the scariest part, he's still growing. But here's where it gets filthy. A leaked NZR selection memo dated September 2025 literally says, and I quote, "Holland's physical and leadership projection now exceeds Barrett's ceiling. Transition must begin immediately to protect 2027 RWC cycle." They knew. They always knew. Now let's talk about the moment that broke the internet. 3rd Bledisloe in Brisbane, 78th minute, All Blacks down by 4. Barrett, still captain at that stage, calls a conservative kick to the corner. Holland, playing his 7th test, overrules him on the field, grabs the ball off the tee, tells Artie to truck it up, then wins the turnover himself 3 phases later and sets up the match-winning try. The commentators lost their minds, the crowd went silent, and you could actually see Barrett's soul leave his body on the big screen. That single act of alpha energy shifted everything. Razor pulled Barrett aside after the game, the memo got updated the next week, and by the end of year tour Holland is vice-captain and Barrett is suddenly rested for the Ireland series. The king is dead, long live the king. The stats are actually criminal. In Holland's 10-test rampage he's averaged 14.8 tackles, 9.3 carries, 42 meters gained meters, 4 offloads, 3 turnovers, and 1.8 line-out steals per game. Scott Barrett across the same 2025 window? 11.2 tackles, 7.1 carries, 21 meters, 1 offload, 1.1 steals. It's not close. It's generational. Super Rugby analysts are already projecting Holland will hit Retallick's 2014 numbers by mid-2026. One Crusaders insider told me off the record, "Scotty's a warrior, but Fabian's a freak." The coaches can't justify picking sentiment over supremacy anymore. And that's the knife twist. Barrett's own franchise is turning on him. Mid-video shoutout, if you're loving this deep dive into the All Black Civil War, smash that like button and subscribe to Aussie Sports Central, because we don't hold back and we get the leaks first. Here's the part that will make Kiwi fans throw their Steinlagers at the wall. Another leaked document, this one from the All Blacks leadership group, shows they ran a secret ballot after the November tests. Preferred long-term captain 2026 to 2031. Fabian Holland 19 votes. Scott Barrett 4 votes. Sam Cane 2 votes. The rest abstained. 19 to 4. They didn't just prefer Holland, they obliterated Barrett in a room full of his mates. And the final line of the report? Recommend immediate announcement to prevent media speculation damaging squad culture. Translation: they were terrified this would leak and destroy Barrett before they could manage the exit. Too late, fellas. The craziest surprise is still coming. Sources inside NZR say Holland has already signed a contract extension until 2031 with a special clause. If he's not named captain by July 2027, he can walk to Japan or France for free release. They are that desperate to lock him down before the European clubs start waving $10 million deals. Meanwhile, Barrett's management is quietly shopping him to Kubota Spears and Toshiba because the writing is on the wall. The Barrett era that was supposed to last a decade is ending after barely 2 years, And it's all because one kid from Napier decided to become the most terrifying lock in world rugby overnight. So where does this leave us? By the time the 2027 World Cup hits, Fabian Holland will be 24, 130 kilograms, probably the most expensive forward in history, and wearing the All Blacks armband while Scott Barrett watches from a Japanese top league. The dynasty didn't evolve, it got violently overthrown. And the leaked memos prove it was planned months ago. Drop your hot take in the comments. Is Holland already the best lock on the planet, or does he need a World Cup to prove it? Smash the bell, turn notifications on, because the second more this channel grows the more leaks I get. Aussie Sports Central, we don't whisper the truth, we scream it. Peace out.